Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into the AIDA Imaging PTZ-X12 IP.
Right. And this camera, it sort of sits in a really interesting spot in the market.
It does. It has this whole identity built around a promise of, professional grade features, but without that professional grade price tag.
Exactly. And we're not just going to read off a spec sheet here. We want to explore how they actually managed to blend that broadcast reliability with modern IP flexibility.
Yeah, how they made it a real workhorse for, say, a small or medium-sized studio.
Let's start with the basics then, the imaging foundation, because
Yes.
that's where you first see the high-end DNA.
Okay, so it's running on a full HD progressive scan sensor.
And it's paired with an advanced digital image processor. The goal is to get you sharp, really vivid color, even when your lighting is less than ideal.
And for getting in close on a shot,
You've got a 12x power optical zoom. But here's where it gets really interesting and where it proves its value.
go on.
They included a motion-compensated temporal noise reduction filter.
Okay, that sounds a bit like a textbook line. Why should someone listening actually care about that?
Well, because that kind of image processing is usually saved for cameras that cost, what, 5-6 times more?
Right.
Temporal noise reduction means fewer distracting little artifacts in low light, but the motion-compensated part is key.
And why is that?
It cleans up the image when the camera or your subject is moving, but it does it without that smeary blur you get from cheaper filters. It directly impacts your final look.
That's a huge value proposition right there. So let's talk connectivity, because this thing needs to plug into everything.
Yeah, it's a total hybrid. It still has all the reliable workhorses.
So your multi-format outputs like 3G SDI.
Your standard low-latency broadcast cable, plus HDMI and USB 3.0 and 2.0.
But the real focus seems to be on the IP side of things.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
And they really committed to efficiency. It streams using both H.264 and the newer H.265, HEVC, right? And if you're trying to manage bandwidth, H.265 is just crucial. You can keep your quality high while using almost half the data. And you still get RTSP and RTNP outputs.
That integration is massive. I also like that they seem to have simplified the control workflow. We see RS-232 and VSCA over IP.
Yes, VSCA over IP means you can control the camera right over your standard network. No need for separate dedicated control cables.
Streamlines things quite a bit.
Instantly. And for the pros out there, it also conforms with the SMPTE 424M292M standard. So it'll play nice with just about any professional switcher or recorder you already have in your rack.
So the performance and integration are solid, and it's all in a pretty compact unit. What does it weigh? About 3 pounds.
Just about, yeah. And the movement is precise. You get a pan range of 340 degrees and a tilt from +90 down to -30.
And I see it has 128 presets available.
Which means you can dial in all your key shots once and then just hit them again and again perfectly during a live show.
Okay, so all these high-end specs, they only matter if the price makes sense. And this brings us to a critical commercial reality check. This is something you really need to know if you're price shopping online.
Absolutely. The list price is $1,035. But here's the key thing.
What's that?
That price already includes a new 15% tariff that AIDA had to add back on October 9th, 2025.
So a good buyer beware tip. If you see it cheaper somewhere else, you need to double check that they've accounted for that tariff.
Or you might get a surprise bill later.
Exactly.
Right. And even with that price adjustment, the supplier is bundling some strong value adds. Free shipping in the USA, lifetime tech support.
A 2-year warranty and 30-day returns. They even have a 10% discount code. 10% off.
So when you put it all together,
what it means for you, the user, is that you're getting a camera that really does maximize both sides of the coin. Traditional broadcast with 3G SDI and that cutting-edge H.265 IP integration, all with a very transparent cost.
All right, so here's a final provocative thought to leave you with.
Think about this. How does the PTZ-X12 IP's ability to output a traditional SDI signal and a modern IP stream simultaneously fundamentally change how you'd plan the infrastructure for a small or medium-sized broadcast setup?
That's a great question.
I mean, that dual stream capability, it essentially lets you future-proof your entire setup while still leaning on the gear you have right now. That kind of flexibility is a real competitive advantage.